everybody? Today we are at Laguna Beach behind me. Look at that, ocean and everything. And today we are gonna review the brand new Insta360 X3 invisible dive case right here. And then we're gonna compare it with the old Insta360 X3 dive case right here. There's an old one, new one. And compare it in 5.7K 30 frame, 4K 60 frame, and then 5.7K HDR video mode inside the Pacific Ocean, and show you why you should consider getting the new dive case instead of the old one. And we gotta also show you some tips and tricks along the way in the ocean, how to get the best underwater footage with this invisible dive case. So if you're ready, let's go.
Oh, if you don't have the Insta360 X3, we also tested out this $49 unofficial dive case from Amazon. Stay to the end of the video to see what we found. The biggest feature update of the invisible dive case compared to the old one is this. You can finally capture yourself diving without seeing the dive case or the underwater selfie stick. Here is what the old one looked like in full 360. As you can see, you are losing almost 30% of the video frame. The ugly dive case covered you and the sky, and this is impossible to remove in post-production. With the invisible dive case, you get the true 360 view. We can see Ivy now, our beautiful divers here, and the fish she's trying to capture. Here is the full 360 frame for underwater 360 video capture. If you are capturing immersive 360 videos underwater, this invisible dive case is a must-have. Even if you are just capturing reframed it to the video underwater for social media, having the full usable 360 frames will help you capture reframe moments like this that you might miss without the invisible dive case. If you don't use any dive case at all with just the naked camera, it still wouldn't work, as you can see here. You can learn more on how to use the naked Insta360 X3 underwater in this video here. When you bring the 360 files into the latest Insta360 Studio, you will now have the new options to stitch using invisible dive case. You can even use the above water option to stitch so you don't miss embarrassing moments like this. Well, I worked hard for this dive case testing video, even I cannot really swim. If you appreciate my dedication to the 360 community, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like. Luckily, I have my friends Ivy and Fisher here to be my underwater models. Should even test it out an underwater backflip. That will be really hard to capture with only a GoPro, or a funny moment like this that is 100% unplanned. Ivy and I are going to work on a 360 underwater music video. Stay tuned for that. I do want to point out some issues so you can avoid them when using the invisible dive case. As you see in this shot, when your subjects are very close to the stitch line area, you will have optical flow stitching artifacts. The best practice is to keep your filming subjects at least 2 meters away from the camera. When you point one lens directly to the ocean floor with the other lens pointing directly to the sun, you will create a circular lens flare, as you see right here. It is not a bad look, but if you want to avoid lens flare, make sure you film at an angle with the selfie stick part pointing to the sky. When you use a fully extended 3-meter pole underwater, you might see the selfie stick. So if you want to be truly invisible, don't extend your selfie stick all the way. Talking about invisible selfie stick, there are some basic tips and tricks you need to know before you even go into the ocean. So let's get back to the shore and let me show you in details how to mount your invisible dive case and the detailed camera settings for the best underwater video. Here is the new dive case packaging versus the old dive case. Amazon is still selling the old Insta360 X3 dive case, so make sure you did not get the wrong one. Here is the new Insta360 X3 dive case, which I will review next.
Okay, now let's talk about some filming tips and tricks with this invisible dive case. The number one rule is make sure that the camera is perfectly vertical along the line with the selfie pole right here, and also make sure that your selfie stick at the bottom have one of these things right here to go around your arm, tighten up so you don't lose your camera. So when I let go, my camera's right there, will not blow away in the ocean. So very important, safety first. Yeah, but if you want to film like, I know this is sound like pretty beginner level, but a lot of people have their camera like that instead of like that in the angle, right? And that you will capture the selfie stick instead, and that's not what you want. To make it invisible, you have to make sure that it perfectly vertical. And then tip number two, see right here, I only have one point of contact. When you buy the dive case, it comes with this little contact to turn the GoPro mount into one fold and then attach to the official Insta360 invisible selfie stick. I think it's kind of dumb in a way that you have 2-point contact right now. So that's why you want to get an invisible selfie stick like this one by the 720 Pro backpack right here. I have a review right here, and this one only at 1 point of contact, so I go directly using GoPro into the GoPro mount. And also you see this GoPro mount have a hole right here, and I go out here, see my fanny pack, my waterproof fanny pack here have, let me get it out for you guys. It's a ton of water in it because I just get in the ocean. You see, this is the
carrying water in it.
I know, the 270 Pro.
I don't think it's waterproof.
The GoPro pin right here, and then you can go in here, and then hopefully you see it. And then you can tie this thing up, really tight. Now it's tight, perfectly vertical, tight. And then you can put this thing back in. So turn out my waterproof fanny pack right here is full of water. Like,
Yeah, it's not waterproof. Yes.
this is my waterproof fanny pack. That is like $15 on Amazon. So sometimes you just need to buy it and review it and make sure that don't ever get this brand because it's not waterproof. It's carrying water. So, so it's not a good suggestion. Throw this away. So now let's talk about how to control this camera. So with the new firmware, with the X3, with the invisible dive case comes a new firmware, right? After the firmware, you can turn it into a dive case mode. So hold down this big button right here, turn the camera on. Camera's on right now. You see the screen? It's on? Yes, it's on. And then you hold down the Q button right here. Hold it down. It turns the dive case mode. Hopefully you see it. You probably can't see it. I'll do a screen cap. And then in the dive case mode, you can put this button, the swap mode. See, it'll go around all the mode. And then I have it in the video mode. And then hit the Q button right here to confirm that. Now it's in 5.7K 30 frames a second. By the way, I recommend you guys to film in 4K 60 frames because no matter how good a diver you are, you're gonna move a lot under the ocean, and it's good to have a slow motion. So so your footage is more stable. Check out the video right here that all shot in 4K 60 frames so you can have a smooth video underwater. If you're a really good diver, yeah, you can go in 5.7K 30 frames, but I honestly not recommend it. Again, because when in a dive case, you can't really like change resolution or setting. So I recommend that on a regular video mode, I set in 4K 60 frames. But then if I want to shoot 5.7K 30 frames per second, I just swap to HDR video. In HDR video, it is the same resolution, but it also stitched in the underwater housing. So we literally have two modes. Swap mode right here from 4K 60 frame to 5.7K 30 frame in HDR. It's actually get better dynamic range as well when you're under the ocean. So it's a good tip that you should try to do. Having a carbon fiber underwater pole is very important. This one is ocean sea waterproof, so you can go like very high. Like, I'll show you how long this pole can go. Can actually go higher, but I can go super tall under the water, right? So it's really good for me though because I can't dive. I'm not a free diver, so I can't really dive. So I can, by not be able to dive, I can use a long pole, 3 meters, and pull it straight down into the ocean, the bottom of the ocean, and still feel the fishy. So that's a little trick for if you are not a good swimmer or not a good diver, you can just compensate that with a long selfie pole. Make sure that's underwater ready though. You need carbon fiber for that. So if you're out there all day in the ocean, you need a power solution. So what I have right here is a plastic bag. Let me take it out for you. It's a brand new Power Extra V-LUT battery. It's a cinema battery for my Canon R5C for VR 180, but it also have right here a USB-C fast charging power, USB-C and USB-A, and actually 3 of them. So I can fast charge all my Insta360 products super fast. So because when you're in a dive case, you're probably constantly rolling, you run out of power really fast. So you can use this, to charge your camera when you're out in the ocean or when you're in a boat. So you can film it all day, and that's a really good tip. So make sure that you bring enough power solution. This is kind of like splash pool, but I will put it into a water protecting case. So still it's a battery, so you want to get it away from water. So like that. Next tip is to make sure that your camera inside did not fog up. So when you buy this case, it comes with this thing. It's an anti-fog sticker. Make sure that they are not reusable. So each time before you go into the water, preferably not on the beach already, at your house, you prep your camera. So let me show you. In this invisible dive case, so that's how you open it, right? You open it. So right here, as you see, I have 2 slots right here. Is the anti-fog sticker. Right here, you put it in, and then put the camera in, close it. You see the click sound? You hear it? Yeah. So now it's secure. So anti-fog sticker is on the side right here, next to the camera, next to the actual lens, and then this is water seal. So now the camera gonna generate heat in the cold ocean, and this 2 sticker make sure that the camera did not fog up inside. So that's very important tips. And remember, it's not reusable, so throw it away after you're done, and each time you go in the ocean, put a new one in.
The final tip is how to process and render the best quality footage. First, make sure you are in the latest Insta360 Studio software. The invisible dive case works on 72 megapixel 360 photos as well. As you see here, the DNG will stitch without the dive case in frame. If you are an underwater photographer, this can be a great feature to use. With the new studio, it will be smart enough to know your footage shot on the invisible dive case. If not, just pick here accordingly. Then go to next tab and make sure you use Aqua Vision 2.0. You can now fine-tune the strength as well. I like to stay around 70. It really depends on the ocean condition. Then click here to render. I like to render out as a ProRes 260 video in 5.7K, and then I will frame and edit the video based on the beat of the trending music. I use GoPro FX Reframe plugin in Premiere, tutorial right here, or use the Carter VR Reframe Ultra in DaVinci Resolve if you prefer a free solution. In-depth tutorials right here. When you categorize in resource, you will notice Aqua Vision 2.0 is not perfect, especially for HDR 360 video. You see purple fringes in highlights. To fix that, I created a free underwater LUT just for you. Simply add a note and drop this free LUT in. It will fix the purple fringes problem and also give you a really nice underwater look out the box. If the LUT is too strong for you, dial the intensity back here in the key output. I put the download link in the description down below. Drop me a thank you comment if you find this free LUT useful and save you time in coloring. If you need help on how to edit 360 video, I will highly recommend you to check out this for Adobe Premiere and this one for DaVinci Resolve and Fusion. I guarantee you will find the best 360 video editing tutorial on this YouTube channel. 100% free with love. You can see our works and the views count on YouTube VR publicly. There are lots of bad paid courses out there by people who actually has less experience, so just watch out. If you appreciate my honesty and always go out of my way to help the 360 community out, please consider subscribing to this channel. Help me out by giving this video a thumb up and a thank you comment down below. Oh, before I forgot, the $49 dive case I tested here for the Insta360 One RS 1-inch 360 edition turned out to be really bad. It also leaks. So I highly recommend you to only purchase an official dive case that is made and tested by Insta360. You are not just losing $40, but also potentially destroying your expensive 1-inch. Stay away from third-party housing for now. This video wouldn't be possible without the help from Ivy and Fisher, so follow them on Instagram. Our next invisible dive case tutorial will focus on deep sea diving. If you are a diver, you don't want to miss that tutorial coming up. Hit the bell now so you don't miss it. I will see you in the next one. Get out there in the ocean before summer is over.